Welcome in everyone to this week's episode of New Blood by Night. This is session 5. If you didn't watch last episode, catch the VOD, episode 4 on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. We left off in a curious set of circumstances. A wind or a person giving a flyer to Aurora and the sound of her dog barking. Even before then, a trip to, what did we call it? Tarjay. Where Stone tried on a woman's dress for a little bit of fun. A message was sent to an important contact. Other Kindred met with important contacts of theirs. Sisters, lovers, siblings, friends, parents. There was also a sighting of something in the woods. Something large. Something fast. Something dangerous. But like I said, watch the episode. In the here and now, rushing around you, Aurora, a warm wind sends your hair trailing and flying like a flag out behind you, but you are moving so fast through this encampment that you are practically unseen. You are the wind. I need you to roll a wits and awareness, please.
Alrighty then. That I can do. That is 4 successes.
All right, Mori and Felix. I also need you to roll wits and awareness, please.
One, two, three. 5 successes.
Zero.
All right, Felix, you're gonna lose sight of her. But
I already did last time, so...
But continue to move towards her in a direction, but you may, with 0, you may kind of fall off the path.
I'd rather go for the person that gave her the flyer, I think. I mean, she dashed off, so I lost sight pretty quickly, so where do I run? So instead I would go to the guy, or was it a guy? Probably didn't even notice that last time, who gave her the flyer.
Yeah, no clue. And with 0, they've since moved and blended in. So you're just surrounded by mortals. And the strange sense that you're being watched, which could just be Stone. Oh my goodness.
Where is Stone anyway?
Live dog sounds.
That's right, that's the dog barking.
Yep. Absolutely. Definitely the sound of a giant dog.
Yeah. When you actually look for Stone Felix, you don't see him, but he has a tendency to create an unnerving feeling when he's watching. It is just a benefit of his age.
Don't think I noticed that before. Never came up. So I wouldn't associate this with Stone. Unless you tell me that I do.
Right, it's flowery language for the player. So, you're left alone, and we'll return to you. For now, Mori, you're able to keep up with her. You're also able to hear the dog. A very deep, large dog bark. You come around a bend, passing well beyond underneath the bridge where this encampment is, to kind of a wide swath of land, and then a low sloping hill that heads up, and you follow the sound up towards. To describe these trees is to describe what a nice sentinel line in like Central Park, right? Very, very well taken care of trees. It's obvious that this grass on the top of this hill and the trees and the fence beyond, a fence that you can't see through because it's laced with plastic privacy shutters. The really thin ones that go in the metal fingers of the fence. That it's very likely city owned. The sound is coming from in there, beyond the fence line. What do you do, Aurora? There's no direct in through the fence on this side. This is very likely the back of the park that then slopes down to the river, and there's...
Could I
the
jump
encampment. You could
over the fence?
You could certainly try, yeah, absolutely.
Alright. What do I need to roll for that?
Do you have any disciplines you'd like to use to aid you?
Could I use athletics and dexterity?
I will allow you to use strength and athletics.
Okay. I will do that then. That was one success.
Hey, it's not hard to jump over this fence when you're a kindred. One success will do it. You catch yourself on the top, your foot banging against the fence line. Suddenly the barking stops, but it is definitely somewhere in this park. And this park, though the trees are well taken care of, the interior of the park is not. The fence, beautiful. Trees, immaculate. Inside, there is a rusted swing set, a broken down jungle gym, a pavilion area where like barbecues would take place with the cement all broken up. And at the very front of the park, there's a ton of caution tape over the entrance and chains that lock the entrance closed. This park is also riddled with a ton of trees everywhere.
Alright, I would actually like to use Eyes of the Beast. And I'm going to try to get a higher vantage point.
Okay, so up a tree,
But
on the fence.
Yeah, so but moving like in more towards the middle.
Okay. So
And I start calling out Fenrir's name, and I'm just like, Fenrir! It's me!
It's a me. It's a me, I'm Mori.
It's a me, Aurora! Okay.
That was
Sorry.
perfect, holy moly. Okay, Mori, you see her up and over a fence.
Yeah, well, I'm following close behind her, so if I need to make a check too, I will do so.
Yes.
Question,
Alright.
did my foot, did I like cut myself at all while jumping this fence?
No.
Like a scrape? Okay.
I mean, if you did, it's not enough to, like, really draw blood and make it... If anything, it would be just an abrasion of the skin.
Okay.
Alright, 4 successes?
Jesus!
So yours isn't like a catch yourself on top of the fence, it's almost like flight up. And the sound of fabric and coat as you come down very lightly with a tip of your feet. And you hear Aurora shouting for Fenrir. Aurora, make another strength and athletics to climb a tree.
Alrighty then. Hell yeah, 4 successes.
Alright, this one's a lot easier. This one you're like walking vertical up it, right? So fast. So fast.
I start scanning and can I roll a wits and awareness, see if I can hear what he's saying? And I'm gonna keep moving into the middle, like deeper in. If I can.
From tree to tree?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to hop from tree to tree, trying to listen now that he's not barking anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like hop to tree, stop, listen, hop to tree, stop, listen. And call out his name to see if there's any movement.
Okay. So for this one, I will let you roll dexterity and athletics.
Okay.
For wits and awareness, you can roll again if you'd like. Or
Alright, that's 0 successes. I'm going to fall. Wits and awareness. But at least I'll be aware when I do that. Oh shit, cancel. I did get one success on the wits and awareness though.
Cool. Well, two things are going to happen before then. Mori, you see her falling. Do you want to react at all?
Like, how far away am I? Should I use, like, fleetness to rapidly get over there? Or
Yeah.
could I just, like...
Fleetness would be...
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and use fleetness, so I'll go ahead and roll a rouse check. Success. Do you need me to post that? Actually,
If you'd
I
like,
can
you
just-
can just kind of explain to the audience what it does.
So the mastery of celerity allows you to move at dizzying speeds. I just get to add my celerity to dice pulls, non-combat dice pulls with dexterity and athletics.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna zoom over there and pick her up, or like either stop her fall, which would end my obfuscate, of course. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Was there another pull you needed me to roll?
To grab her, just the same one you use for the
Okay,
for your fleetness.
cool. So that's going to increase my dice pool by 3. So that's large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
Nice. Okay, so there's two things that happen, Aurora. One, you do hit your elbow so hard on the way down that you feel something break. The pain blooms, but then it settles. Yes, it hurts, but as you're falling, looking at your arm that is almost waving like a noodle in these seconds before you smash into the ground, you have this oddest sensation, like, huh. But instead of the ground, second thing to happen is Mori catches you. As if you weigh nothing but a flower.
Mori! Oh my god! Thank you. No, Mori, he's here. I need to find him. Can you help me?
So keep looking. I'll help you. I'm just...
We should split up. We should split up and look. We need as many eyes. I haven't been this close in the entire time, and I need to find him. I just really need to find him.
Right.
I
But
activate
also-
toughness.
Oh, toughness. Perfect. Also, it's possible that something led you here. So, how are you in a fight?
Mori, I'll be fine. But you don't understand. This is the only lead I've gotten. I have to take this risk. He's important to me.
She'll just kind of like shake her head and then just say, right, well, if you need me then, scream out. And she'll go looking in another direction for the doggo.
Okay, so you spread out in this like abandoned park area. We're gonna meanwhile really quickly.
Oh shit, I have to do one rouse check if I'm
Yes.
using toughness.
Mhm.
Should I do that now?
Yes.
I wasn't sure,
Go for it.
storyteller.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
Oh.
Nice.
Hungry. Oh my god.
How much hunger do you have now?
2, so it's fine
Okay.
for now.
All right. You just got like stomach cramps, that's all. All right, Felix. Tents and people shuffle around you. In the distance, there are barrels filled with flame, where many folks are warming their hands.
How do I feel about those? First time being near, semi near open fire.
Not good. You don't feel good about it. It's uncomfortable. If you could sweat, you think you would be.
I think that draws my attention predominantly. Like, this is a new sensation in general, so maybe seeing how close I can get and how closeness affects this feeling, and trying to be introspective about it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a resolve and composure for me, the closer you get.
Second. Oh, sorry. 2 successes.
Okay.
I rolled wrong for some reason. That was composure and composure. My
Oh.
apologies.
Oh, try again. Try and get that resolve in there.
Yeah. 1 success.
You don't get as close as you could pre-kindred condition. In fact, you don't get what you would consider close at all. You're like 15 feet away. I don't know what the
That's
rate...
3 meters,
Yeah, perfect.
roughly.
So you're standing back, uncomfortable, watching the flickering flames dance. There is some younger looking man, at least you can slightly tell through the beard and like the haggard hair. There's not a lot of lines around his eyes, just a lot of tired. He's got some kind of sandwich, it looks like woven on a metal like spoke that he's heating up over the flame. And when he looks up at you, he gives you a nod and is like, "You hungry, kid?"
Sorry, what?
You hungry, kid? You lost? You look a little lost.
Looking around, glad to take my eyes off the fire, and kinda. You didn't see a girl run through here,
He looks left,
do you?
looks right. Nope, can't say that I have. But I did see a really big looking feller.
Okay. Or a dog? Like, I got one of those flyers. Do I still have it on me?
If you haven't, yeah, I think you do. I don't think you've put it down at all.
Yeah, then taking this out from, I don't know, trouser pocket, unfolding. And have you seen this dog, maybe?
Kind of looks like a German Shepherd. And he comes around the barrel with his sandwich. And he takes the paper. Huh. Maybe. There's a lot of dogs in the encampment, I guess.
Where would I go looking for the dog?
He just spreads out his arms. Anywhere. We're all over the place.
Okay. What's your name?
My name's Danny. What's your name, kid?
Felix.
Felix. I had a cat named Felix once.
Yeah.
Sure
Was
you...
it black with big eyes?
No, she was fat and the color of a cupcake, lightly dusted with orange.
You're here often?
Nah, when I'm around this side of town, the shack up over here. A lot of weird things happening lately.
You tell me about it. I mean that literally. You tell me about it.
He chuckles. He's like, all right. A lot of people think it's just, what have you, an old city maybe? I don't know. And he goes back over towards the fire to like set up his sandwich and flips back his coat and is like, all right. Now I don't want you to get scared or nothing, but I'm gonna tell you a scary story.
He just flops down to the ground, legs crossed, elbows on the knees, hands to the chin, big eyes, and tell me the story.
Okay, so on like the western side of town, there's this huge, like wraparound forest. You know, kind of like a bowl that surrounds the city, just woods. But it isn't only on the west side. A couple friends of mine, a few months back, they found someone living out there. 4 of my friends got stuck in these weird tunnels. Only one of them made it out. Yeah. Crazy. I'm telling you, it's gotta be FBI.
FBI? Like literally underground tunnels, or like
He
through the
nods.
woods?
Rats and
kind?
everything. Rats and everything. Yeah. But I'm pretty convinced. That guy that lives out there, old war veteran, right? Or maybe he leans over the fire conspiratorially so his face lights from underneath all orange. His beard, you're like waiting for it to catch fire because the flames are not far from it. Sort of watching with abject fascination, kind of hoping it does, but also hoping it doesn't because you want the story to finish. It's an odd sensation and feeling to have because the thoughts, Felix, they don't quite feel like yours, but they do feel like yours. This push for violence and pain. It's different. Interesting. Could be a little uncomfortable, but I'll let you decide for Felix how he feels about this whisper, this call.
He's not feeling either way, I would guess. He's getting acquainted with it. Like registering that it's there, and kind of like you take a bite of something new before you decide whether you like it or not. You actually swish it around in your mouth a little bit, and you'll have to swallow and see how it sits in your stomach, right? So that's how he's about this. Like he has this anxiety from the flames, which is concerning, but also exciting. You know, like people who don't lead exciting lives, when they go to a roller coaster to experience genuine fear, right? I kind of imagine that's how Felix feels right now. This barrel of fire and the story, this is a roller coaster.
Yeah, pretty
And mingled,
fascinating, right? He's kind of
yeah,
fascinated.
exactly. And mingled with it also this spectators thing. I don't know the exact word, but like this fascination when you come across a car crash or something. You know it's horrible, but you can't look away. There is this fascination, this draw to it. And people don't like to admit it, but Felix, he acknowledges for what it is. It's there, it's his. It's not nice, but it doesn't have to be nice.
Okay, so as he's talking, a lot of these thoughts are swirling for Felix, taking root, filling him out. And Danny continues. So the guy that lives out there, I'm like I said, war vet of some kind, like 007, straight up. I never seen anything like it. Granted, I've never really seen him, but a lot of us folks are kind of, well, let's just say people don't miss us when we go missing, you know? Just sort of forgotten.
Genuine sadness on his face, I would say.
But it's nice.
It's a sad thought.
Someone like you coming to visit, talking to someone like me, makes me feel like I exist. I like that. And
you most certainly do.
You're named after my cat. So that's nice. And he chuckles to himself. And then you see you reach up and he wipes his nose a little, blinks hard. Then he can regain his composure. Anyways, there's a rumor going around. My one friend who came out of the tunnels, Neil's his name. He's a real old guy. Was a war vet, lost a leg. Real tough motherfucking cookie. He's not in the encampment tonight. I think he's over at the shelter with Mary Ann. She's a sweet lady. But he said there was this sound in the tunnels that wasn't natural. The way he described it, I swear he's talking about aliens, you know? Or ghosts. Like poltergeists. I don't know if you believe in that kind of stuff, and I don't know if I do either, but living like you do on the streets like this, you see a couple things. You learn some things. He shrugs.
You mind talking more about this?
He's like, sure, kid. What do you want to know? And he like pulls the sandwich off and checks it.
Basically everything that you want to tell me, but maybe not now. I kinda feel like I should look for the girl with the dog.
Oh, yeah.
But,
maybe try the park. Dogs like pooping in parks.
which direction is that?
He points. That way.
So, what's your favorite meal?
Sandwiches. My
Really?
favorite thing? Yeah, meatball sub. Nothing like it. Nice big old black coffee and a meatball sub. That really gets your bones working. It doesn't even matter if it's summertime. It's all good. What about you? You got a favorite food? And there's something in your mind, Felix, that looks like at the bit of skin that's kind of hiding behind his unruly beard, and it whispers you.
He's getting lost in staring at his neck. Like he's not subtle about this. But he's actually thinking about it. I don't know. There's a lot I haven't tried yet. And I never really paid much attention before. Like, you eat what's in front of you. And I'm smiling at him. Not that that's a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's never a bad thing to waste food. I mean, not waste food. I said that wrong. Don't waste it.
Yeah.
If you got it, try and eat it. Share it with your friends.
Hey, why don't you help me looking for that dog? And maybe there's something in it for you. You know the terrain, right? At least a little bit more than me. And I really appreciate your company.
Roll a charisma and a persuasion, because he's like about to like bite into this really hot sandwich, and I don't know how he's gonna take this, so I'm gonna base it off of your roll.
Manipulation, persuasion, you say?
Or charisma and persuasion, yes. Either one will work. Just
okay.
Fine.
Does good looks apply?
Yes.
Okay, and presence, so persuasion. Oh, and specialty. If this counts as seduction.
You tell me. I mean.
Probably not.
Okay.
There's coercion maybe, but not so much seduction.
Not like hey Danny, you wanna come over here with that beard of yours? I got a comb. Holy shit, Felix.
That's 8 successes.
He shrugs. He's like, all right.
So going into the direction of the park, getting away from the fire barrel, getting close to him, not taking the eyes off the neck. But unless the feeling gets overwhelming, I'm probably going to tease myself a little bit here. Like letting him talk, getting to know him. Really more interested in his actual life than his life force right now. And half-heartedly keeping an eye out for the dog or Aurora.
Okay, so you're more interested in just kind of figuring out who the man was before this predicament.
Yeah, or basically, he doesn't have any expectation. Whatever Danny's going to tell him, Felix will drink in. Felix is all for the new experience.
Okay, so as he's eating the sandwich, which is nice and toasty and crunchy right now, he's more than happy to chat at you, just mostly about like other people in a situation that he's in, going missing. He says it's kind of sad, but it's not uncommon. He says a lot of them got dogs, and it's a way to keep, the way he puts it, to keep the darkness at bay.
Why does he bother about the darkness? Darkness gives comfort, darkness hides the ugliness and is calm, maybe even soothing.
Nah, sometimes. But I'm talking about the darkness that's in here, and he points at his chest. The darkness that comes with not existing, not being a part of life.
Felix stops and gets in front of him, and he's going to grab this guy's hands and firmly press them, like actually giving contact.
Okay, he does look at his sandwich like, no, my sandwich.
Then just the back of his hands, like he's not going to smush his sandwich.
Okay.
Or maybe the arms above the wrists, like that. But he's not going to hug him yet, but he's establishing physical contact and put some strength into it. You feel that, Danny?
Yay.
You exist.
Oh, that's real
Right
nice of you.
now, right here, to me, you exist. And I'm really, really thankful for that. And definitely not in a seductive way, but
Friends.
sometimes people need a hug,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Felix opens up, but if he wants to get the full package, Felix is there and he tries to convey this with body language. Not hiding that he himself would appreciate this, but he lets Danny make the decision.
Oh yeah, he'll hug you. He does not smell the best. He does smell like campfire and like sweat, a bit of like grime, but he seems... it's not romantic in any way, the way like he melts into the hug. He's still holding on to his melt, right? His sub that he's got. And he hugs you. And he pats your back real hard and he's like, I'm really glad I came down here tonight.
And as I nestle my head against his and put my left hand against the back of his head, I gently sink my fangs into his neck. And try to savor this and just take just the littlest sip to taste this man.
I'm
To
dying
get
over here. I
Oh,
am dying.
why?
Chat. Caleb, I was waiting for this the whole time. Wow, so your fangs on his neck, it's another curious reaction. Like other times you've fed, it becomes raw ecstasy, and it's the same for Danny. Like he He likes this a lot. But what's curious, so his resonance is melancholic. It's kind of lonely, kind of sad. But when you pull back and you close up the wound, he's looking at you with a knowing gaze. And he just says, "You're one of them."
Well, when you talked about ghosts and whether I believe in them, well, I recently learned that there's more than what they tell you at school.
You may add to your inventory +1, Danny. He's like, "Well, Felix, we should do that again."
We certainly will, if that's what you want.
He nods and he
I'll
keeps eating the sandwich.
make sure to bring more of those, if that's what you like.
He says,
What was it? Coffee and meatball sandwiches, right?
"Absolute favorite." Yeah. I ran into your kind before. He's a lot more animated now, and he's walking towards the park. Ran into whatever you are, right? Whatever, and he like leans in and whispers the V word, and he holds up his fingers like a V. He's like, "Not vagina, but you know what I mean." I was at a club, right? Back before all this happened. Anyways, it's kind of partly the reason I am where I am. But wow, that was. When are you gonna do that again?
I mean, I could take another sip if you like.
He nods.
But after that, I really should look for my
Right.
acquaintances. But I know where to find you, right?
Oh,
You said when you're crashing here, so just let me know where you are otherwise. I assume you don't have a phone.
no phone, no, lost it. But I'm hardy, and he like taps his chest. It's like, "Where are you staying? I could stay near in a park or something." Wait, is the dog and the girl, are they the V word too? And he lifts an eyebrow.
She called herself a K word, whatever that means, so I don't know.
K word. And he's like, "Damn, I've never heard of a K word, but if it's anything like what you just did, I'm in."
She's not the kinky type, so not that K word. But give me some time. I really need to think about all this.
Yeah.
And
Anyways, the park's
once
up over
I've
here,
done-
just around the corner.
yeah, but to make good on my promise, now I gently, no, I don't gently. I push him against the nearest tree.
Oh,
And this time I'm pushing my whole body against him to give more contact. And when it was just this wine tasting before, I'd like to take a deep draught now.
okay.
If that's what he wants. Seems like he can stomach it, so...
The sounds he makes, a lot of people glance over and are like, "God damn it, Danny, in public, use a tent." Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were walking a little bit away from them
Oh,
since
yeah.
we were on the way to the dog park.
Oh
and
yeah, but
everything.
he's very loud.
Okay.
The groans and moans are very loud, and though nobody can see you, they can hear you. So if he was in a tent or not doesn't really matter. It's just like, "Damn it, Danny," which, sort of alludes to the kind of person Danny might be. But yeah, his hands, he fucking drops the sandwich and is all about you instead. Like, that's how much he likes this. Hands in your hair, hands anywhere they can be. And when you're done, he is loopy and tired and happy. His eyes are like glazed over.
Am I worried? Did I drink too much? Like, not saying out loud, but asking for myself.
You can roll
Basically.
a intelligence and medicine, and we can meanwhile right here. So go ahead and
Yeah.
roll that, and then we'll hop back into the park.
2 successes.
You don't think so? You think he's just really addicted?
Okay.
Yeah, you think he really likes it. You're like, cool, nice. All right, and meanwhile, in the park. The chat right now literally is killing me. I should pop it out so that it can be on the everything, you know what I mean? On the recording. It's so funny, like the little kid. Oh, damn. All right. Aurora and Mori. You don't need to roll for this because it's very obvious. The opposite end that you started, in the top right corner of the park, there's a small grove and a narrow path that leads to a very, very old swing set. And it is through here that the two of you see a child. Can't be more than 13. Faced away from you. They're wearing not anything heavy, but it's like a long sleeve, turtleneck. There's a little vest, long pants. They've got a beanie on, very typical for a teenager, even though it's a warm night. And there's nothing else. But this is the only place you haven't checked in the entire park. This is it, and it's just a kid, no dog.
Aurora has basically gone hoarse at this point because she's been screaming. Her voice gets louder and more desperate. So she, hey, I'm sorry, hello? And she grabs his shoulder, or their shoulder.
Oh, you grab the kid's shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
It feels bony and thin. And you hear them chuckle, and when they turn, you see that their face is sunken in a horrifying mask. They have a hole where their nose and mouth should be, and there is a tongue. There are teeth. Their eyes are a solid black. They have ears that are drooped, just peeking out the bottom of the beanie. And they say, I guess you found me. But you are you flinch back in terror. They are absolutely horrifying.
Absolutely. I take an unnecessary gasp. And she covers and she immediately covers her mouth. And she's like, hi.
You know what? Mori will go up and just pull out the folded paper, just hand it to him, just say, have you seen the dog?
Okay. They don't take it. The kid doesn't take it.
That's okay. She just holds it out.
They just look with those predatory eyes at the paper. It's yeah, I've seen a dog like this.
Where? Please,
You got any money?
Depends on what you give me.
Information.
Depends on how good it is.
I guess you don't get anything for nothing.
Mori will pull out about $200.
All right. Kid pockets it.
I'm not letting go of it.
Okay.
Information.
Looks at Aurora. Looks at Mori. That little horrifying face. Almost reminds you of like a very misshapen bat. After a few moments of like tense silence of both of you holding on to the money, this kid says, all right, this dog, he was here asking questions.
I'm sorry, but what do you mean asking questions? I'm just looking for the dog, not, I'm sorry. And I look at the poster again, and I'll just look at the... What?
Believe me or not, this dog was here asking questions.
Did he get an answer?
Didn't know what he meant. But I'm on the
What was
case.
the question?
Oh, that'll cost you more.
More importantly, you know what? Give me the direction, and I'll give you more.
All right. He's staying
Where
at a
did he go?
hotel.
What?
And he holds out his hand for more money.
Yeah, you know, might as well. Is there an insight check in this game?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Yep, you can roll wits and insight or intelligence and insight.
By the way, whoever said that in the background, I loved it. Because I felt like that was more subconscious.
What was? Sorry. Only 2 successes.
Yeah, it's weird. You want to believe this kid, but like the normal, like picking up on the IQs. Oh my gosh, the little like subtle cues, that's what I was trying to say, like the micro cues and expressions of the face. Because the face is so open and smashed and monstrous, it's hard to tell. So you look to the eyes, they're just a solid black. They look dead. They don't even reflect what ambient light there is. But the tone of voice doesn't suggest that they're lying.
I let go of the money, and then I turned to Aurora. That was everything I had.
I take out... Let's see, Aurora gave like... She has like 50 bucks. She probably has 50. She's an academic, man. She doesn't make that much money. It all goes to rent. And she's like, it's all I have. Please, this is all I've got. He's really important to me.
Is your name Aurora?
Yeah. How did you know? I mean,
The monstrous
anyways,
face smiles, and it's like terrifying, especially when you see that all the teeth look like broken shards of glass stuck up into the gums. Figured.
I look at the paper just to see if the name was on the paper.
yeah, like...
What's the name on the paper?
Yeah, I think it would be call Aurora.
Yeah. Call Aurora and the number. But it's
Right.
just a smile that's off-putting. But she's like, anyways, besides that, please, I could really appreciate just the direction he went, at least.
I told you. He's staying at a hotel.
We're in Southern California. That could be anywhere.
Shrugs.
Please, it's just... And Aurora starts digging through her bag. I don't have... I mean, I could give you a business card. Give you the clothes on my back. It's
where its eyebrows would be. It's just a ridge line of like bald skin, like lift. Like they're interested when you say take your clothes off. Like they're curious to just see if you would actually do it. They go, oh,
Aurora was being sarcastic, but she's waiting for him to respond. Like, what?
Tell you what. Do a favor for me. And I'll get you dog for you.
I would rather you give us the information and we get the dog.
Sure, give me your $50 and I'll point you in a direction.
Not just any direction.
Listen, how about this? My next payday, I can at least promise you $100 more.
IOUs don't really feed the family.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, oh, okay. And she gets the $50, and Aurora's looking for change. She empties out her, like, coin purse, and it's like 75 cents.
This kid takes it all. He doesn't care.
Yeah, no, she's just like,
pockets
she
it
feels, Aurora feels horrible about only having $50 in her pocket.
On Monroe, there's an old club that was converted into apartments and some kind of sub-hotel. The road's Monroe. The hotel, I don't remember the name. With your 2 insight, Mori, you don't think he's giving the name because the price hasn't been met, which...
I hug him.
What? You hug
I
him?
don't care how I don't care how ugly this kid is. Aurora's just happy for information. Remember, she's naive and she loves it. She's like, I thank you so much. I know it's not a lot, but it means a lot to me. Thank you.
That shocks
You know what?
him.
Mori's going to just kind of click her tongue, and she's going to pull a couple of knives out of her bag, and she's going to say, or sorry, not out of her bag, just like out of, wherever she's holding them. And she says, "Do you trade in goods?"
Those are pretty nice and sharp, and you give kind of good hugs. I'll take the goods. Something with that hug has, like, done something for you. I don't know, but it's, like, swayed it into your favor. It feels like, that was delightful, Like, the air has permeated with this sort of, yes, we're talking with a monster who can't be more than, like, 4'11", but, we're getting somewhere. Soft and fuzzy socks feeling. He'll take one of your knives for the name of the hotel.
All right. So I have two variety. I have a Microtech Ultratech 2 or a bench-made Claymore.
Either one.
Yeah,
Oh my
they're
God,
really,
Jesus.
really high quality.
Like, very nice. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just started with that with the negotiations, Jesus.
If Aurora actually says that, she'll just glare at Aurora.
No, she doesn't say anything. She's just like mysticized. She doesn't even know anything about knives. She's just like, whoa, shiny and pretty and sharp.
Cool.
And does she still did Stone give her back the scarf?
Yeah, he returned all items they borrowed from you.
She puts it around the kid. And she's like, I don't know who you are, but you did help me. Thank you.
Which one, I'll roleplay to that in just a moment, but which blade did you give him?
I gave him the Claymore.
Ooh, okay, he pockets that, takes the scarf, and he says, pleasure doing business with you. Thank you.
And here's my number. If you... Maybe we can talk about the favor later.
Yeah, he'll take that, like, wow, nice. Pocket that.
This is like, Aurora's such a fucking naive person.
He says it's called Vacation Spirits. Spirits the alcohol. But, it is an old place. He winks. and it's very unnerving because there's a third interior lid that like closes, so it's like 1, 2, 3 in the blink, and then it opens up almost like a camera shutter, just like, oh god.
Interesting.
And
More. We should go.
you're gonna want to contact me when you need things done, if you catch my drift.
You get to charge another arm and leg for
Is there a way we can reach you then?
basic information.
Oh, there's a price for everything. You should know this.
So, do we just come back here if we need you? How do we reach you?
My name's Shrike, but my friends call me Shrieker.
Are we your friends? Or just
Up
Shrike?
to you. Depends on how often you want to do business.
Okay. Thank you.
But if you need to
Shriek.
reach me, go ahead and dial these numbers from any phone. It's just a series of like star and then 3 numbers. Have a good evening, ladies. And when he moves, he scurries like a spider. And he walks around the swing set towards a broken down pavilion, and there's a hole that he seems to disappear through.
I don't pay attention to any of that because I am Googling the hotel.
Very small BRB here for potty. We'll be right back.
Potty break!
Yeah.
I will also take advantage.
Bio break.
And we're back. We have returned. All right. Miss Aurora and Miss Mori, are you going to step out, well, climb out of the old park where you've just met this very ugly little street dealer and go
I
get yourself
first
a
wanna-
taxi? Or are you going to go find maybe Stone and Felix, who are also supposedly looking?
Oh god, I would feel bad leaving them. So, first of all, I want to Google where they're at. I mean, like, Google, like, the
not-
hotel and the place.
It's not too far. It's about 20 minutes with traffic. You have to get on some of the highways. But it's kind of in the middle of a bad part of town.
Oh, all right. So Aurora feels terrible about leaving them behind. So despite her want and desires to go, she's gonna go see if she can find Stone or Felix, whoever first.
Okay. How do you get out of the park? You have some options here. You can try climbing again. You can try breaking the chain and going through the caution tape. Or one
She's
of
gonna
the
jump
other
over.
exit. You're just gonna jump over.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead and roll strength and athletics. Mori, what are you gonna do?
While she's focused on jumping over, I'm gonna turn back invisible because why not? Obfuscate.
Okay.
And then
That's a
after
good
that,
one.
I'll follow her over.
Okay, so go ahead and roll strength and athletics.
Righty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
Okay, and Aurora?
2.
Okay, you both hop over, no problem.
So Aurora just trying to find the first person
Yeah,
as quick as
let's
she
roll
can.
wits and awareness. We'll count this as like a different scene, even though you're still near the park. But since you're out of the park, we'll count it as. Such.
Oh damn, that's 4 successes.
Okay, and Mori.
Oh, man. 3 successes. I rolled a lot of low numbers.
That is okay. You both rolled great with the successes, the sucks that you got. You
Sucks.
are going to hear the conversation before you see them. Felix! I'll tell you ladies when you come in on this. Felix. So Danny has just kind of dropped down against the tree. He's in a state of ecstasy, and you hear a drawling chuckle, and then a deep voice that says, well done there, son.
Startling, turning around.
You see
Stone.
You see Stone.
Felix does this little one foot behind the other and then looking down and being a little bit embarrassed, or like maybe caught stealing a cookie out of the cookie glass.
Oh, you don't need to be not embarrassed at all. It's a good thing. You just take a little taste. Don't hurt nobody. And you give him a gift. Look at him. He couldn't be happier right now. But I'm going to show you something else, right? Because I think,
No.
and he leans forward, I think you got a knack for it. What was your name, son? Danny? And he's just nodding. And he's like, are you one of them too? And he's like, oh, I'm the sweetest nightmare you'll ever meet. And he kind of leans forward, and he has you follow him as he like helps Danny to his feet and kind of helps him even further up the hill. But it's like he's calculating something, and you're not sure what. Felix, go ahead and roll an intelligence and an insight.
Three successes.
Okay, you think he's maneuvering closer to the park on purpose, maybe waiting for Aurora or listening for her. But there's enough trees up here that if a mortal were to walk by, they wouldn't see you. And he explains. He says, try to rouse your blood a little bit, Felix. Try to bring it up, right? Make it feel like it's boiling right there at the surface, ready to help you.
Like, wait. When he said bring it up, he was about to stick his finger in his throat, but then looking at him, what do you mean? Oh, like when you pump yourself up to before you do weightlifting, maybe, or something.
Yeah,
or
kind of
warming
like
up
that. The
before
goal here is to rouse the blood because there's a lot of nice benefits when you do.
Okay, I'll try. And he tries, and like he goes about this, like I said, like warming up for exercise, like when you stretch and work out the muscles before you actually do something, but trying to do this with his whole body, like tensing up and maybe for the first time intentionally feeling for his heartbeat, which isn't there. But you know how you have two modes of breathing?
Mm-hmm.
One is unconsciously and the other is consciously. So he's trying to project this onto his heart, maybe?
Okay. Make a
Like-
rouse check.
Okay. It succeeded.
Okay. So you don't increase the hunger, but you feel your methods are successful.
And what does it do?
It's a swirling power. It's heady, and you can almost. It's not quite regurgitation, but you can almost taste all of the blood that you've ingested before. That's like such an odd thing to describe, but it feels really powerful, which is very nice. Like it's an unstoppable feeling.
I tumble a little bit towards Danny in Stone's arms. And then with this stupid grin, leaning into him, nestling my nose against his ear a little, and then whispering to him, I feel you. I feel you inside of me. And then with the same grin towards Stone, this is amazing.
Oh, it's about to get a whole lot better. Typically when you feed from someone like this, you don't luck out like that, right? And if they do, remember the panic. It's all I'm gonna teach you. Do I have your consent, Danny? Yeah, he just nods, like he's kind of in a stupor. And Danny's like, okay, what we're gonna do is a little bit of education. And don't worry, Danny, we'll keep you around. I think you could be pretty useful. It's just a moment in time we're gonna borrow and hide. That's all. And this is when Aurora, you can hear Stone. You're getting closer. You can hear him, and Mori, just a few feet behind her, can also hear Stone teaching Felix. But as always, Mori, you have kind of this extra... You think if he didn't want to be heard, he wouldn't be. That being said, Felix, he says, assert your will. Push your thoughts into his mind and whisper to him, sweet, like a lover in his ear, to forget. Draw down.
Danny. And I muster up all what he told me before about himself, how I perceived him, to get a good feel of who he is, and having his blood on the boil, the taste of him still in my mouth, bringing myself in tune with him, and with my head still against his ear. Forget.
Okay.
Trying to take what I took from him and extending this further, not just the blood that I, well, let's not say robbed, but borrowed, and extending this to his soul of sorts.
Roll a charisma and dominate.
How much dominate do I have?
1.
Okay. So. And blood potency applies, I assume?
It does.
So that's 2. Let's see how it goes. Eventually No, I don't need willpower for this. 4 successes.
Alright. It works. And he completely forgets when he looks from you to Stone, and then Stone looks up to grin at Aurora coming around the corner, and he says, well, howdy there, little darling. And then he looks beyond her, Mori, to you! But then he casually is like, oh, there's nobody there, but I need you to roll intelligence and insight.
Me?
Yeah. To see if he actually saw you, or if he's just looking beyond her just because.
All right. Well, intelligence is not my strong point, so let me see what I have. You said intelligence investigation or awareness?
Insight. Intelligence and insight.
Well, you know, I got a big pool.
Oh, hold on.
1 success.
Oh, yeah, there's no way Stone saw you. I mean, he may have looked up beyond Aurora, but there's no way.
Aurora approaches cautiously, and she's like, am I interrupting anything?
Not at all. Just teaching Felix here how to use what the dark gods have gifted him. And he laughs at his own joke, but you don't really get it. He says, never mind that.
She tilts her head and looks like a lost puppy a bit, but is very intrigued with what he meant by lost gods. There is interest
I mean, it's just
in knowing.
it's important to know what you can do now, right? But let me show you, little Felix. He leans forward and he's like, and now you're gonna remember, Danny. Thank you for letting me teach the boy here. And Danny just comes back to his senses. But he winces like he's got a bit of a headache.
Are you okay?
He's like, yeah. Wow, you're really pretty.
And Aurora just like looks down at the ground and like just her hair covers her face. Oh, we should get going. I have a lead. And she just hurries past them.
Stone is gonna look at Felix. Mori, you're still hearing this conversation. He's like, well, do you want to keep this human? I'm assuming yes. And Danny's like,
What do you
nods like, yeah, I could be useful.
What do you mean keep?
Oh, I guess we're gonna learn another. Aurora, hold on. And he like walks after her.
Yeah?
I gotta teach you something before we go. We're gonna find your puppy, but this is also important.
Okay.
Aurora, Danny, this is Aurora, and he's like, hi, and rubs the back of his head and is like, hey.
She's the
kinda
K
like-
word that I told you about.
He's like, oh.
She's.
oh.
I'm just leaning back, like,
Danny's into this K word, whatever it is. He's like, I'm whatever you have that's special K, Miss Aurora. I like it.
I don't really understand what you mean, but okay. And I'm looking. She's looking at Stone, and looking at Danny, and then looking at Stone, and being like, "What am I supposed to do?"
What we are lasts a real long time. And he motions a hand over Danny's face. He doesn't say anything, and Danny just kind of drops into a stupor. He says, don't worry, he's not retaining anything, so we don't need to mess with his mind. Obviously, you want to do as little harm as possible. For now, there may come a time when you have to use your skills to protect yourselves, and harm is unavoidable. But for now, I'm going to teach you the gift of our blood. So let's take young Danny here as an example. There is a process that is an ancient tradition through our bloodlines called ghouling, or ghouldom. And yes, you can even do this to animals. And the reason I call it a gift, Danny here, and he taps on his chest, in a couple of years will very likely die of some kind of cancerous tumor. And he sniffs. Not sure exactly where it will manifest. I have to drink his blood to find out. But with our blood, we can give him a little bit. And not only will he never age, he'll gain an inkling of our power, be loyal, and it'll keep him from dying a horrible death. As long as you keep giving him the blood, of course. You can do the same with your dog. Keep your little dog around as long as you're around, which is gonna be an awful long time.
Mori's gonna approach Stone and just, say quietly, and what does that do to the soul?
Oh, well, hello there, Mori. I didn't see you.
Meanwhile, I bite my wrist and feed Danny.
When you go to Stone's like, hold up. He's like, hold on.
Aurora steps back, and she's like, okay, this is happening super fast. I was paying attention, and you
Hey,
lost me.
Aurora is focused on Stone. Stone is focused on Mori. So
Well,
I'm telling this to you out of character, but that's what Felix is doing. So
No. Like Aurora just steps back and just looking at Stone, like wide-eyed, like green eyes, like a deer. Like, what is what? Like, I just understood your concept, but is this how? Like, what is? It's so sudden.
okay, so to answer Mori's question really quick, Stone says, depends. You talking about your soul or the soul of your ghoul?
I mean, if he went to go and move like that real fast,
Yes.
that would legitimately end like the conversation. I mean, I'm sure he would do something, but Mori's pointing a gun at Felix.
Okay.
Hey, I'm standing right next to him already.
Oh, I
So-
know. I am. This is Mori after you doing that.
Okay, Mori, I need
After,
you to
okay.
roll a strength and a brawl. Unless you're
Will
gonna try and
do.
dodge.
What is? Aurora's like.
I'll
happening?
try and dodge.
Okay. You know, dodging is your dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's dexterity, bro. Okay.
Dexterity, athletics. If I'm not attacking.
Yeah, if you're just trying to dodge, it's dexterity and athletics.
Okay, perfect.
And Mori's very wary of stone, so I will go ahead and rouse for extra dice. Rousing, critical success. 8, 9, and a willpower to reroll 3. All right. That'd be 12 successes.
Okay. So Stone does try to disarm you, but when he can't, he moves it so your gun is pointed right at his chest and he has a hand on the muzzle. And he says, "You don't need to point a gun at someone who's just learning."
Whoa, 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 whoa! And I get like in front of someone, like Mori, it's okay. We're just, let's take a step. We don't have to resort to
What
violence.
do the soul of a ghoul.
We don't.
All it does is sustain them there, Mori. Why don't you pray and ask about it, huh? Instead of just pointing guns. I thought you were against violence. I thought you didn't like violence. But here you are, pulling out a gun, ready to blast someone who's just a kid learning what they are. That's real sweet of you. Real nice.
We don't have to fight. It's okay. Like Mori, it's okay. Just. I know this must be matter to you, but I think there's a better way to ask. Stone's really helped me, and he seems to be helping Felix. I don't know what's going on between you two, but we don't just let's hear him. Let's just settle down and talk this out.
With Stone's explanation, she did put the gun down.
Okay, let's go, base. He's still in between
Can
you and
we-
Felix. Danny looks terrified.
Can-
Danny's like, "Holy fuck." Damn,
Yeah.
she came out of no. She was invisible, and now she's not. She must be the V word too. Please, I really want this. I mean, I just
okay,
really
okay.
like it.
Stop.
And Stone's like, "Please stop."
Sorry,
but-
sorry. But
Okay. And I grab Mori's hand and I'm like, Mori, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Please. I know you're a good person. I
oh,
know-
is she now? Tell me, Mori, what does killing do for the soul?
I don't think we have any. Not us.
We don't.
I
We
think
don't have any souls. And I was concerned that you were stealing his. And you know what I do to people who do that? That's why I was brought into this world.
Stone lifts up both hands to silence everybody. Like, hold on. It's not doing it rude or aggressive. Just hold on. And he says, "Fair enough. I think I understand a little bit more about you, Mori. And if that's the case, then let me beseech you to help teach. I can tell you've been in this world longer than either of these two, which means they're gonna need a guiding hand. They're gonna need to know when to pull a gun like you. They're gonna need to have convictions like that to stay alive. Because that's all they have now, is living in this unlife and making the best that they can of it, right?"
Right. Yeah, she pushes it away and she just kind of like turns around. But she's like still there. She just kind of almost like a bit ashamed at like the reaction. So yeah, she just turned away from everyone.
Okay. Stone just continues, but his voice is soft, kind of luring. He's like, you can just help teach them what it means, right? After all. And he says the same thing your sire says. And it makes you wonder, Mori. You know, it's just... But he says, after all, who's gonna play God for a Kindred?
That's the K word. Kindred. Thank you.
Oh, that's the technical term. You're one too.
I'm not a K word.
Yes, you are. We're called Kindred.
Now,
And Mori, thank you. I really appreciate it.
I
And
would
Stone?
like you two children to decide, since you are childers, which is a term in Kindredom. Not saying you're physically a child or short by any means, but you're a childer. You're young, a fledgling. So I'd like the two of y'all to decide what you want to do with Danny.
Why does she get to
know.
decide?
I don't know who he is.
Because I want you
mean,
to
he
talk
seems like-
about it. Felix, I want you to decide as a team. There's a thing. I have the wrong music on, and it just made me jump so
Scream
hard.
right there. Good. I want you to decide. Scream.
I want you to discuss. There's an ancient tradition in Kindredom called a coterie, right? Right, Mori? And I'm starting to think we should make one. And with a coterie, you have someone to watch your back. But even with personal ghouls, you have someone to watch your back while you're dead during the day. Alright? It can be a vital tool. However, it can be even harder when feeding from someone like Danny, who's been fed from before and he likes it and he knows he does. You cause an ache with the kiss, and he taps the fangs. A permanent, set-up shop desperation in a mortal's heart. It's worse. It's worse than a lot of drugs. Alright? So I wanted you to discuss. Obviously, ultimately, this ghoul, if we decide to change him together, he'll be yours, Felix. Alright? Does that make a little sense?
No, but what does this coterie thing mean? Before you said that's... I don't get it.
What's that game called that these kids are playing now? And he looks at Mori.
Fortnite?
I
No,
don't know. I've never played one.
Well, maybe we should change that, Mori. I'm a fan of board games. In fact, I am quite the, here it is, game master. Like that one game, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, you play out on a board and you roll some dice. We'll play sometime.
And
I'm also a fan of the live action role plays. Man, that crew's a blast. But
So what-
I'm getting distracted. The coterie is basically a party, son. And they make decisions together, like friends. But also not friends, right? Sometimes adversaries are in a coterie because it's advantageous to keep you in existence, which is essentially our entire existence right now. You want to survive. And you do
And
that
you
with people that you make accords with. That's all.
So why should we form one? Because they...
Well, because
Don't-
what he's trying to say is that there's strength in numbers, and since we're all seem to be around the same age,
You all see the
Of
vacation
turning?
sign, right? I can't be the only one seeing it.
I'm looking around. Do I see a vacation sign?
I mean, tonight. You've seen one, right?
Yeah, that's where we
times.
found you.
Well, I saw one here. and I started wandering to it. All the
I
letters blinked
see.
out except for the ones that spell Cain, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the one where we found you, no?
Right, but you've seen it multiple times, no doubt.
Been bothering me all night.
No.
So I think we form a coterie and find out why.
Isn't it biblical? It's a biblical term, if I
Oh, the
remember correctly.
Bible, darling, the Bible. He grins. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's decide what to do with Danny. I do not want to hold him in this stupor any longer. It could cause headaches, and sometimes anxiety, sometimes depression. So
You should let him decide then, and then take it from there.
I'm in favor.
He's still a person.
If Danny's in favor, I'm in favor.
Yeah, that's my point too. Like he wants it, right? I mean, regardless of what you guys said or did, like we already set up shop to meet again. And if this you said it's like an addiction, well, I don't think he'd like to withdraw. So if that's something that I can provide him with, win-win.
I mean, technically, you made him addicted, but sure.
No, he already was. So if someone hooked him up on heroin, then maybe I'm methadone to him.
Stone, like, taps his finger in the air, like, exactly. He's quite resisting to the K-word abilities. And Stone grins at his own joke. Like, yeah, I said K-word like the young kids. Right, and if it damages him, here we go. Instead of shooting Felix, Mori, I'll let you shoot me.
Whoa, we should not shoot anybody. I don't want you to get... I just don't want you to get shot.
Oh my goodness, you are melty as butter and sweet as a fucking rooster and a pair of
I
socks.
just... it's...
If you're vouching for him so much, sure, deal.
I mean, it's just... I don't want people to get hurt. I don't think...
Wait, vouching for who? For me? I don't need anyone vouching for me.
For you, Felix. Go ahead and do your thing. Feed him a little bit of your blood and bring him on with us. You said we need...
I thought I already did. Sorry, but didn't I already do this?
Yeah, but, now he's out of the stupor, so, go ahead and actually make it official where you...
Finish.
Yeah. Yeah, like, Stone, like, snaps his finger, and Danny's like, oh my god, she's the K-word! But he's, like, back, like, 45 seconds to several minutes, and Stone kind of ushers the girls away, kind of making a motion.
I'm confused.
He doesn't remember you drinking any of your blood, so Stone's asking you to do it again so that he remembers. Yeah.
Okay.
I take a step back.
You know what?
My foot is tapping, like, it's just that rapid tap, like, okay, that's great, oh my god, we should go.
It's a work of a moment, right? Felix and Danny's like, this is cool, so does this mean I get superpowers now? Do I get to become one of you?
I don't think that's
I
how...
have no idea.
I don't think that's how it works, but I guess we'll find out, so...
No.
You know what? You guys just ruined the mood for me.
You're welcome.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Felix. I did it. I just...
Can you just please not talk?
Okay.
I think me and Danny are going to do this more privately. If
At that, she feels like she's already walked away because she feels like sad. She's like, I just want to get my dog, and this is all happening.
Mori's gonna follow Aurora.
Yeah, Stone will give you some privacy as well.
I have no idea. To Danny, I have no idea what's going on right now. They want me to feed you some blood of mine. And
He's nodding like, okay.
My god.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Does that mean I
about
get to
that?
hang out with a cute little girl over there? I mean, she's not a girl, but you know, like, there's another one. There's two of them. They're so pocket sized. That's great. Hey, that's the big fella I saw.
Oh. I mean, if you want to hang out with the
And
girls,
you.
then
I can hang out with you too, right? And then he like rubs the back of his neck and there's a little bit of a blush. But it's not quite like, it's not quite sexual, but it's not quite not. It's just remembering the kiss.
So, what's your gut feeling? Rather hanging out with the cute girls? Then maybe they should do this.
He's like, no, I exist to you.
Hey! Just tell me what you want. I'm not gonna be mad. I just want to know what you want. You see, like, they all feel like making decisions for you, but I think everyone should have the freedom to decide for themselves. So, what do you want? If it's the and I touch his neck a little. If it's that, then we can meet up for that. If that's something that you need. No strings attached. I have no idea what it means to bring you in this, or looking at my wrist that still has the punctures from my own teeth, or what that's going to do, but it's your life, so you decide what you want with it.
I would like whatever you're gonna give me.
But yeah, me or them, you do have a choice.
He seems to get anxious, like he doesn't know what to do. And then finally
So-
he settles on you.
You sure about this?
He nods.
Why?
Because you said I exist. You were kind.
If that's what you want, then I present him with my wrist.
Okay. Am I gonna be one of you now?
I have no idea.
He's like, cool. Yep. You have a ghoul. Woohoo.
How does it feel being drunk from?
Pretty good, but not like the kiss, right? It's more like establishing, I want to say establishing dominance, but even that, it's just like your reign, your power, but there's two different feelings, right? There's the one that's the dominance, that's like, yes, that's the beast. And then there's the other part that's just like, this is so cool and so Twilight, and I'm into this, you know? Like, yeah, this guy's my best friend. Like, it just feels close. It feels close. Yeah.
I guess that's a question that we should ask the big man then. And thanks for becoming company.
Yeah, he's more than happy to follow along your little crew as you guys head for taxi, I'm assuming.
When we get to Stone, I ask him. So his question and mine is he turning into us now?
Not at all.
And while on that topic, how does it work? Like, I've
Let's-
had a few drinks since I got this condition. It's not the bite then, I assume. I don't have to worry about the cleaning lady becoming one of us,
Right.
or have to hunt down. Well, you know.
He explains as you're walking, and it's horrible. But it's very academic the way he explains it.
This, you can tell Aurora's not like looking at Felix or like, because she's like, yeah, kind of like, oh, I got scolded, but she's perking up. Her ears are like very interested in how Stone is explaining all of this.
Yep.
So someone must have done this to me, right?
He nods. That's right.
And what you did with him, the forgetting. Since I don't remember, someone must have done this to me too,
Right.
right?
He nods.
Okay. Do you have any idea why someone would do this to me?
Sometimes kindred are calculated, sometimes it's a moment of frenzy. Sometimes our delicate control slips. Aurora, you want to order us that taxi so we can head out on to that?
Already, it's waiting for us.
Great. Mori, you coming along?
I mean, she's quiet for quite like a couple of seconds, I'd probably say, and she just says, "Should I come along?
I like your
You might have
company.
more pleasant company if I wasn't here."
I like your company just fine. A little bit of violence never ruined any friendships for me.
I like you. I feel like violence isn't the only part of you.
Stone nods. I agree.
Coming
you
from like Aurora, that actually does make Mori blush, by the way. And she's like, "Fine," and she'll just jump in the car.
You're all in the car together! Yes!
Yeah.
Right? Wait, Felix and Danny are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Danny lets
Yeah.
Felix sit on his lap. And when he hugs you, it's like you're his precious.
Okay, question. How is our seating order? Because, like...
So one of you's in the
Or-
front, and then there's three, and then Felix on his lap.
I would say that I would put Mori in the front, just so she doesn't... Because I know that she doesn't...
Mori
like,
is so whittle that
He's
it's
so
probably Felix sitting on. So honestly, it's probably like, because Stone is really tall, right? He's huge. So he's probably like behind. If he's not in the front seat, he's like behind the passenger seat, and then Aurora's in the middle, and then Mori, because you guys are whittle.
No, Felix and Danny are next to Stone.
Okay, so you're there, and so it is Mori
It
in the front
looks-
seat. Holy shit!
Perfect.
So, yeah.
It actually
can tell
works
Aurora
because
looks
Mori's so whittle that it's like
so-
the seat is all the way pushed up, and Stone actually
Yep.
has leg room.
Yeah, and so Aurora does not like being next to Felix at all. She feels like very uncomfortable. And she's like down with everything, but she just feels like, oh, he just yelled at me and I'm supposed to, like, I don't want to like talk to him. Just like trying to like be as close to the door as possible. She puts on her seatbelt, clearly, because you know, seatbelt is important. Safety.
Right. So Felix basically says you don't need to invite me to your house, and Aurora agrees.
Oh, that's what it. Okay, I would say. Okay, Aurora would say something. She'd be like, "No, it's fine. I don't want you out on the street. You know, you're new, and we just need to get to know each other. And I don't want you to be in an unknown city in a place you've never been. It would be very rude of me. I should honestly help you."
You really don't need to. And it's clear that you don't want to. And that's the
It's-
more important part.
It's not that I don't want to help. It's just I'm not.
Yes, it's exactly that.
I
Don't lie to yourself about
I-
this. I mean, your
I-
body language betrays you.
I'm just not used to someone like you. I'm just need time. Why is that so hard to understand? I don't have to. Like, we don't have to be friends now, but if we get to know each other, we could be.
He just shrugs. When you really want to, you can invite me to your place, and then I'll come visit. But I'd have to be convinced that you really mean it.
Oh, okay. And Aurora looks like as if someone shot her. Like, she looks so fucking sad. Like a sad puppy. Like, she's like, fuck. Like, it is a look of disappointment in herself. As if this whole thing is just her fault.
Good. Inner monologue of Felix. Good.
Yeah. So like, yeah, there's like clear like there's a discomfort, but like again, Aurora's trying to be nice, but again, like when Felix says that, it just completely wrecks her apart, destroys her, and she's like trying to like not cry. She's being brave right now. She's like, okay.
Okay, so you guys
Nods her
are
head.
headed to the hotel. Stone isn't really commenting, but he is drinking in the conversation, just like Mori. And we're gonna meanwhile to Samiel. Is it okay if I call you Sam? Club.
You're muted.
Sorry, zoned out. What?
Is it okay if I call you Sammy or Sam? Is that okay?
Either works.
Okay. So we're swinging over to Sam. And you were headed out to see Artemis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why don't you describe your vision of what it looks like where Artemis lives?
So I would say it's at least, since it's like fairly deep in the forest itself, it's at least like a 40-50 minute drive. But the scenery is at least half decent. But to get there, like actually get there, like I have to, I would say like maybe 20 minutes out and abandon my car. And, you know, just kind of like beckon Zero to come with me and slowly make it out to her home. And her home would be what looks honestly something that would be out of a cliffside, but it is this a cave entry, which most people would probably think of it like a place to like go spelunking or just to explore and check out like the entire cavern system. But in reality, what lurks there is just another kindred living in their haven. And I would say they're naturally formed, you know, cave system. They've probably been there for thousands of years, decades, whatever time frame you want to give it. But Samuel's pretty familiar with the cave systems due to how many times he's visited. And as he is approaching the threshold, he'll do this knock on the inside of the cave that has a certain rhythm to it that kind of notifies Artemis that he's there. It's just kind of giving a notice rather than just showing up, which he just does, but it's kind of him just showing a level of respect for Artemis.
Okay. You hear this time the tinker tools. Artemis is in the complete dark, but can still see perfectly fine. And it looks like she's working swiftly with some jewelry, tapping these little stones into these setting. They look like silver, but they're probably not. So she's tapping the setting around the stone and then twisting it and tying it into this hemp necklace. And it looks like this one she's almost done. Welcome
Busy
home.
as always, huh?
You know me very well, very well. Welcome home. How has your week been?
Busy and more than eventful than I'd like it to be.
Why is that?
Bunch of weird happenings that's been going on for the past few months, and it seems to be becoming even more weird.
In frequency or in happenings?
I would say in frequency. I mean, how do you explain a car just driving and then being hit with a force so powerful that it just flies across?
You hear the ting 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 ting, and then she stops. When did this happen?
Maybe like an hour and a half ago. Give or take.
Could be many things. Are you sure it just was not drunk driving?
No, listen, I've seen drunk driving in my time, and I will tell you that this was definitely not that. I mean, when it goes flying sideways like something out of Grand Theft Auto at best, then yeah, that thing went flying.
Artemis actually puts the working tools down and turns, but the necklace is in her hands. Here. For you.
For me? I thought this was for someone else.
For you.
He'll take it from Artemis. What's the occasion?
Just a gift.
A gift, huh?
Do you not like?
No, it's nice. I just don't usually wear jewelry of much sort, so it'll be a different, it'll accommodate my current wardrobe, I guess I could say.
You feel a little tug inside your coat, and Zero's like, I'll wear it. I'll wear it like a little king.
You just want to have your friggin' collection of oddities and gifts.
Trinkets.
You don't even want to wear it.
He is kind of vibrating, little nose sniffing really hard in your hairline. Makes Artemis chuckle.
Also, I met a strange kindred.
Oh. Artemis stands up and starts moving deeper into their home, quotations, which is a little bit of a descent and spiraling cave.
He'll follow while having sensed the beast just to see in the dark.
Okay. She seems to be going through a typical night routine. Her natural shelves, the natural walls, she's carved shelvings in this little tunnel that goes down and opens up into another big space. In this one, she's collecting things it doesn't take you long to figure it out, because Zero starts happy wiggling, and she's literally gonna make him what he calls a seed bomb instead of a speed bomb, because she puts together with peanut butter and bread and seeds and nuts, like a toy for him to chew on every time you visit, just about. What made this kindred weird, as you say?
I mean, when an old woman comes to you with a key that looks like it's been around for at least 100 to 300 years, then you meet a handful of other kindred, give or take, and they have their own varying designs of keys, and you open a door that has an individual lock for each one. The man was in a tutu, impaled through the heart.
What did he
Calls
look
himself.
like?
He gives like a brief description.
Sorry, what is he called?
His name is Stone.
That makes her pause. I think I know who that is.
You know him, huh?
I believe so.
Does he like put some curse on you that makes you want to, I don't know, give you like some sense of forlorn longing? Kind of.
I would not say it was a long stirring of feelings, no. But this description. I would have to meet him again, to be certain, but I believe I know of these kindred. How curious he would be in town.
It's like he was put away. Like in storage.
Do you think, when she looks at you, hunters? Or something else?
With how the stake was placed, it could have been hunters. But they would have to be.
But why not just kill him?
That's what I don't understand. You would have burned the body. You would have separated the head. You would have done everything possible to make sure he's dead. Why preserve him?
Why keep him in storage? If it is who I am thinking of, he is very, very old, like me. But you have little to worry about. If it is the kindred I know, he is of like mind and like power to us.
Yeah, but you're not horribly fond of that power sometimes.
It's horrible.
I s-
Frightening. But it helps keeps my birds alive. So we forgive. Sometimes. I mean only that he will be predictable, hopefully, to deal with.
And what if he's unpredictable? What if he becomes a problem?
Well, then we do what we normally do with problems. We put him in the ground forever.
Is it... I know I'm going off topic here, but is it strange that... that I feel like I was being watched tonight, but it felt familiar, but I don't remember it?
That makes Artemis frown as she's like putting together this seed ball. And Zero's just like, yes, 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 that's for me. Yes, 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 that's for me. Like just singing,
Yeah.
whispering in your ear. And she says,
Letting us see then.
Artemis says, in the trees. The accident you explained? What do you
There's a
mean?
giant claw mark.
I gotta whisper to you. Hold on. I'm whispering to Del. Hold on. It's coming. Wow, my spelling is so bad. But you know what I mean.
1 second.
Okay. So Sam just hasn't been introduced then, is that the case?
Correct.
Gotcha. Claw marks. Like a creature?
Yeah, like they're huge. Like I've never seen something that big in my life. Not even like a bear claw has been that big. It's bigger than that. They just watched me.
Perhaps it recognizes you.
But I don't recognize them. How can they have familiarity with me when I don't know who they are?
She just gives you a look.
Unless they've been watching the whole time. Secret admirer, maybe?
That makes her lift her eyebrows, like perhaps watching, learning, deciding.
And what do you make of the body disappearing from the ravine and the clicking? I mean, that's not normal, obviously.
I don't know.
Tasted the blood, it was human.
I'm not sure about that part. Unless perhaps
Maybe there was something more.
Perhaps there were two entities. Perhaps there was whatever made the claw mark, crashed into the car. Or perhaps it's whatever made the claw mark that was watching, and then perhaps whatever crashed into the car and took the body.
There's no way it could be that fast. I had eyes on her the whole time.
Which leads me to believe that there was two entities at this car accident, if that is the case.
It's working in tandem.
Could be. It very well could be. The question is why.
That is a good question.
Do you know anything about the person who perished?
No. And then he remembers the purse. I still need to kind of look through the purse that we found, but
Maybe we could look through it together.
I mean, if you want to walk back to the car with me, that's fine. I could just go back myself.
I will finish making this for the baby. And Zero's like, I'm the baby.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to wait for your snack, baby.
Are you gonna take Zero with you out to the car to get the purse?
Yeah.
Okay. Zero's gonna dive in a conversation and say, so, do you think, it's a test? Like some kind of... Artemis seems to, know, but not gonna tell you.
I mean, I think Artemis is always testing. That's kind of the point, right? How do you grow if you're not tested?
He just makes a, explodey sound with his mouth.
Listen, this is like it's been doing this for a while. So it's still somewhat new, but you know, my feet have been on the ground for a minute, a while.
Yeah, I just feel like if somebody is watching you for Artemis should just tell you.
I don't think someone's watching us for Artemis.
Oh shit, do you think this is like a bad guy?
I mean, it could be.
Sam, I can't die, I'm too young!
They didn't even see you.
It's because I was hidden like a true ninja.
All I'm saying is that it's more than likely they either want to make a choice or a decision. They're just unsure whether they want to show us who they are, but obviously getting that close and revealing himself even in a mild nature was a sign that maybe they're nearing that decision.
Gotcha, so you think that this is like somebody else that's interested in, you know, everything you can do. Because you're a piece. Like, I don't usually compliment you very often, but you're a piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you've seen what's under this mask. How am I a piece?
hey, some people like scaled for your pleasure.
You're a bastard.
He laughs.
sometimes.
He's like, there, it's all over the internet, man. Just type it in. It's all over. I've seen it.
And you wonder how he's been on the internet?
How are you using the internet? You can't even use my PC. It's password locked.
I got
And
a
it's not.
I got a cell phone.
Where do you hide it?
I'm not telling you where I hide it.
Really? This is just a game?
What? If I tell you where I hide it, you're gonna take it. And you're never
You
gonna...
really think I'm that much of a dick?
I mean, you'll use it against me.
Listen,
He puts a tiny
It's
paw on
fine.
your cheek, and he's like, it is fine. It's good. Everything's gonna be okay, big guy.
as long as there's nothing compromising going on, we're okay.
I mean...
I'm just saying if you give me the phone, I can do to that what I did to mine. That way nobody can track you.
Alright, so when you get in the car to get the... Oh wait, you have to walk all the way back to the car. That's like... such a long walk. Because you left the purse in the car, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, so you guys are like walking for a long ass time. Roll a wits and awareness. Damn. Zero's like, okay, it's back at the car.
Let's see here. Wits and awareness. That's 4.
Okay.
4 sucks.
4 sucks. All right. About 10 minutes out from your car, you recognize that you're not alone in the woods anymore. At all. There's something watching. You can feel it. It's raising the small hairs at the back of your neck. And with your roll, it doesn't feel the same as whatever was watching you at the car accident scene.
Like, have they noticed that I noticed her there, or
You don't think so.
okay,
Yeah.
or yeah, they probably just think that I have no idea that they're there. spooky. Can I roll to persuade them? Like call them out as I reach the car?
Yeah, you can. You can go ahead and roll like either manipulation and persuasion or charisma and persuasion.
Yeah, I'll go for a manipulation. You know what? I'll rouse this too. Why not? Okay, that does fail. So we get another hunger dice. That is 1, 2. Ooh, that's a critical success. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll even act it out if you want me to.
Yeah, what do you say?
So as like they're approaching the car and he grabs for the purse, he'll just say out loud, "All right, I know you think you're slick shit, and that you probably think you're just some cool whatever in the shadows, but I know you're there. If you want to come on out, I won't hurt you, I promise. Just stop being weird and watching me."
You hear a branch snap. When you turn to look, behind you is the biggest dog you've ever seen. You know that it's not a mastiff. Maybe German Shepherd? It's too big to be a German Shepherd, actually. The head is lowered just a bit, the ears are forward. Big, golden brown eyes are looking at you. And Zero's like, "Oh my god, he's kinda cute, look at him."
With the description of Fenrir and seeing a poster, would it be like a 1-for-1, just recalling memory?
It's
Because I
pretty-
was shown a poster and
pretty-
I had it.
It's pretty damn close.
So it's gonna be a weird sight, but he's gonna kind of like kneel down and like put one knee on the ground and one knee up and kind of put a hand out. And he's just be like, it's okay. Like I'm not some weirdo.
Okay,
You're-
he approaches you.
He's just gonna keep holding his hand out like you would with an animal you're trying to persuade.
Okay.
I think I know who you are, and someone is looking for you desperately.
He gives you your hand a sniff. Go ahead and roll charisma and animal kin.
Charisma and animal kin. Yeah, I'm good at this.
Mm-hmm.
And the rolls are coming right now. So yeah, 5.
Okay. You hear a branch snap further beyond him, and there is another dog that looks very similar to him, but a little smaller. And then there's a third one. He's the first to approach you, sniff your hand, and give it a little lick. And then he sits and then kind of scoots forward. Like dogs do. For pets.
Let me look at something here. I would like... Let's see here. I would like to use Feral Whispers just to speak with them.
Does that need?
That
Can you
would-
rouse the blood for that?
Let's see here.
Yes,
Yes.
unless it's for the familiar.
Yeah, unless it's for the familiar, then yeah. So
Okay.
I do need to do that. Okay, I succeeded.
Yeah, hunger does
And that would-
increase. Yeah.
And that would just be manipulation and animalism.
Roll it.
So I'm gonna willpower that. Much better. That is 5 successes on that.
Okay. So what do you say to him?
What are you doing out here? All the way, it takes a while to get here. Who are your friends?
He sniffs your hand a little bit harder. And then in like perfect English, he says, I'm looking for information.
What do you want information on?
My friend was injured.
With that, he kind of points to the other two. Is it one of them?
He looks back at the other two. He says, these are my other friends. They said there's a woman out here who is very wise. She knows the old ways.
I mean, if you come with me, we can try and help you. I know her personally, so I have an in.
Okay, the smallest of the three of them, like, doesn't get close to you, but she does, like, nip the big boy's, like, backside, so he, like, turns to her, and you can tell that they're communicating. I don't know if that allows you to hear their conversation. Let me look at this. Will you read the power for the folks at home?
Yeah, feral whispers. The vampire can commune with both feral and of the sea. Allows way communication with animals. Cat might not be interested in debating TC's use of color, but apply it as gives. Essentially, it is more or less you're able to commune with them, but if you try to like manipulate them or go against their nature, you have to make like another check essentially. So you have to think of the nature of the animal. Like, why would a cat be interested in helping you unless you're going to give it like a treat or maybe give it a some sort of snack or food? But if it's also something that would endanger their lives, they'll just be like, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm out for me."
I would also say that it doesn't allow him to eavesdrop animals talking to each other because it's a connection between the vampire and the animal. And when they
Yeah.
talk to each other, this connection is not present.
Yeah, it's not like it's not a telepathic
Right, it's not
connection
like
per se.
comprehend languages. I got you.
Yeah.
So, when the big boy turns back to you, he says, "There is one among us that's injured, but they don't want the shaman's help right now."
That's kind of strange to ask for help, but not seek it out and go for it.
I need
Is
help
there-
for a different friend.
All right, who's the friend? Where are they?
She's dead.
Oh, apologies.
It's okay. And he like stands and shakes. She walks, but she's dead.
She walks, but she's dead.
I need to save her.
Are they far from here?
His head like tilts to the side like he's thinking.
Yes.
So, if you want to work with me here, if you want to follow me to see my friend real quick, and then right after that, I can go with you and we can pursue this. But I need to do something. Because I understand time is of the essence and I want to help, but I need to at least ask a couple more questions if you can just give me a moment of your time.
Okay. He like shakes his head and makes the sniff dog sound like he's not a threat, you know?
Okay.
And you can also meet her as well, so maybe when you come back with your friend, you can tell them they're all right. So, you know, it's kind of you checking it out. And he'll put his hand out and again, be like, "Deal?"
Deal.
Awesome. And he'll kind of, you know, beckon them forward to follow.
Okay, he does. The other two, like, they're a little less, like, convinced. They follow, but further back, ghosting in and out among the trees. Did you actually get all the way to the car? Because this was, like, just before you got to the car. When you saw them. So you still, like, went to the car and got the purse and everything?
Yeah, I still
Zero.
went to the
Did you
car
get
and
his
got the purse. Yeah.
It's literally hidden in the floor. And it is a smartphone.
And
Like when you
he'll
peel
say to
back
him,
this section of your fucking car floor, there's like a whole like little lounge for Zero. Like there's like he's like brought some of your socks in and patted them with cotton that he's ripped out of some of your pillows.
"So you've made yourself cozy."
Yeah, sometimes you're gone for a long time. What do you want?
All right, when we get back home, we can... Well, if Artemis has the tools, I could just do it there.
What kind of tools do you need to make this untraceable? So people can see the TV shows I watch? I don't want people to see the TV shows I watch.
This is more than just your TV shows. This is like someone tracking, actively tracking you or trying to listen in on your conversations. You don't want that.
Someone watching my TV shows. It's horrible.
That's right. God forbid someone look at your Netflix queue.
It's awful. It's bastards. Granted, I do have really good taste.
Yeah, I caught you watching One Piece the other day.
Who cares? It's the best. Long live the Pirate King.
Right.
I will be his noodle of destruction. And Fenrir actually chuckles. Oh, I just gave it away. Whatever. He chuckles. And Zero's like, "What are you laughing at?" And he shrugs. He says, "I also like watching TV shows. But my favorite is..." And then he gets quiet and shakes his head.
Getting all sensitive with another four-legged animal there. Zero.
What? I'm not getting sensitive with him. Fuck that guy. I don't know who he is. And the big dog is like, "Fuck you."
You don't need to start fights with another animal, all right?
I am the Pirate King! And then Zero, like, rolls around, like, runs around and makes, like, little squeaks, like, you know, like he suddenly gets really hyper, and then he's down your sleeve, and then he's up your sleeve, and then he's looking at the big dog, and the dog laughs and kind of drops down. Like, the front of his body drops down, his butt's in the air, like he's playful, and he barks. And Zero's like, "Whoa! I am not a wrestler." And he's like, "Well, then don't try and act tough." And Zero's like, "I am tough. Look at me." Yeah.
All right. That's enough, Zero. You're trying to pick a fight with a bull in comparison to you.
Zero's like, I'm not trying to fight with him.
And then he like touches your hair. Well, he touches like the top of your ear. Like just rubbing it like a kid would. You know, it's like mostly to comfort himself. Because you do think that he's a little intimidated by this big dog. And the dog, he doesn't say a lot unless you talk to him. I mean, he's...
So, I gotta ask Fenrir, why did you come all the way out here? You're kind of driving your master nuts. You know that, right?
He nods. I know she's worried.
Yeah, she's been looking for you this whole time. Feverishly, might I add.
I'll go back to her. I lost myself for a minute when she died.
I mean, she's moving around just fine.
He just sighs, shakes his head. I know she's one of them. And he looks at you, one of you.
I mean, that's fair, I guess.
But if there's
Kinda
any way to change it, I would like to. That's what I'm gonna ask your friend.
Like, what do you mean by change it? Like, get rid of it? Stop being, and he
nods.
just kind of like, yeah.
And he sniffs really hard. Yes.
I mean, it's been like this for 12 months. I haven't found a way to change it yet, but maybe Artemis knows. It's not a question I've been horribly fond of asking. I mean, I personally like it, but, you know, to each their own.
Why do you like it?
I mean, I feel stronger and more powerful than I was before. It's not like I was weak to begin with, but I think the only downside is my faith, my face. But I feel like I've been given a new purpose, and my newfound power is pretty. I mean, I could talk to you. I could talk to animals. How awesome is? But if I want to, I can also make people do whatever I want. Oh, you don't like the fact that I said I would like you to do X? Well, now you're going to do it, so listen.
The dog tilts his head as he's walking. And then he pauses, and he looks at you, and then he looks up at the sky, and then back into the trees where you imagine the other dogs are. And then he looks back to you and says, dead things shouldn't move.
That's probably fair, but I mean, we're unliving. We're not necessarily dead. We're not like a zombie out of a George Romero movie.
He just gives you a side eye.
I mean, we still have a conscience. We still have a mind. We still have a sense of self. It's not like that is changed. We just can't go out in the sun, which you probably miss doing during the day, which is understandable.
Zero's like, I can go in the sun.
Well, Lottie fucking da. Good for you.
He's like, if you need anything, I can get it for you. I'll go to the grocery store with you. Or for you.
I mean, grocery stores are open at night. That's not a problem. I mean, I can't eat people food.
Oh, that's right. I guess I'll just go for me. I'll keep ordering. It's alright. DoorDash is amazing.
Yes, and the roommates wonder why a ferret always with glee every time. They're like, we didn't order this. Sorry. The ferret likes food.
Zero just chuckles. And then Fenris says, so you've been like this for a year?
Yeah, it's even how that happened is a mystery because I don't remember. Just remember crawling out of the ground. And there was, I'm assuming, my sire standing there, leaning up against a tree. And that's how I met Artie.
Oh. So, can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure, go right ahead.
Is she going to be like this forever?
I mean, from what I've been told, this is kind of the way of things from here on out. Unless you know a cure.
I see.
You know, I forget that dogs tend to be a tad more perceptive than certain animals and a little more empathetic, but didn't think you would be as unnerved about Aurora being what we are.
He makes a sniffing sound. And Zero, like, gives you a side eye, and then gives the dog a side eye, and then whispers in your ear, puts his little cold nose, like, in the canal, and is like, I am your only pet.
Listen, I already have one, all right, and that's you. Understand?
You don't.
This is not my...
And then he whispers even harder, stop rizzing up the dog.
Calm down. I'm just trying to make the dog feel comfortable. Wouldn't you want to feel comfortable if you meet a stranger, in the forest of all places? Although meeting someone just out in the middle of nowhere is weird to begin with, even from a social standpoint. He'll just, like, give him a pet. Calm down.
Zero is like holds onto your hand. Like when you try to move it, he's just like sticks his head in your palm.
You know, for a smartass, you're more needy than to be. You know that?
He just puts his little paw on your mouth. I was like, shh.
Hmm.
And then he purposely like makes himself he goes down your sleeve into your arms. And at this point, you're almost back to Artemis's. But I need you to roll another wits and awareness.
Oh, yippee! That'll be another 5.
Okay.
5 sucks.
There's someone else who has joined the animals in the trees watching you. And you can feel it. For just the briefest of moments. You also notice that the big dog, Fenrir, perks up and he looks out. And then he looks back ahead.
You sense it too, right?
Yeah. You don't need to be afraid.
Why's that?
Because I'm here.
He'll, like, for a moment, like, stop in his tracks and kind of look amongst the tree line just to see if he can... Yeah, just to see if he can at least see, like, an line, or maybe something moving irregularly in the shadows.
Whatever it is, it's smart enough to obfuscate its senses, so it's completely hidden from you. Like it's hiding, watching you, whatever it is.
All right. We'll just take note and tell Artemis, and pretty sure she'll do some about her defenses. She's smart.
At this point, you've returned to Artemis's cave, and it's as if she expected you to bring company. There are food bowls for 3 dogs set out on the ground, and Zero's little perch that she made for him is set up with seeds and snacks and water. Fenrir has a very hard time at the mouth of the cave.
Like just to like cross the threshold, essentially.
Yeah, he's nervous. Like he's very nervous.
Like he'll stop at like the lip of the cave and be like, I'll try to reassure you again, but nothing bad'll happen if you come in here, I promise.
Okay.
Been here many times.
Roll another charisma and persuasion.
I need to scroll up here. That's another 5.
Okay. Eventually you do coax him in. And he can't help but whimper and growl a little bit when Artemis greets him. But it's very, very animalistic, the exchange. He doesn't let her pet him, neither does he eat her food, and the other 2 stay outside the mouth of the cave. But you can see when she rouses the blood to be able to speak with him. And they start their conversation, and Artemis says, "Excuse me for a moment." And she takes Fenrir off to the side in the same room to discuss with him. And it's a series of low growls and soft yips. She's speaking his language. And there's the little munching sound. Zero is going to town on the seed ball.
I take it the other 2 dogs are just waiting on the same side of the room as...
They're outside the mouth of the cave. They haven't been convinced to come in yet. One of them is pacing, watching, pacing. The other's just standing and watching.
He'll just kind of look at them, and even though he can't understand them, he'll just... It's...
You want to try and coax him in?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, you can. It's just charisma animal can to try and coax him in with some food.
Right, he'll grab a couple of the bowls. All right. It's 4.
Okay. You don't convince the one that's just standing there to come in, but the one that's pacing, she does come in. And she eats a little bit, and then she goes back outside. And she comes in to get another mouthful and goes back outside. And pretty much if you're willing to, you can eventually get her in and pet her while she's eating, while Fenrir and Artemis are talking. But that's up to you. I don't know if that's something he would do.
Like, one more time?
Is he gonna work with her enough to, like, he wants to pet her and have her in, like your character?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, then by the time Fenrir and Artemis are done talking, the female dog, which you recognize now is actually a small wolf, is letting you pet her. But only when she's eating.
This is some progress, I guess. The other one's pretty stubborn, though.
Oh yeah, he won't come in. And when Fenrir is done talking with Artemis, how long does your connection last? Is it the whole scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he says thank you. So the shaman here doesn't know how to help, so I'll have to look somewhere else.
I mean, it's a pretty big ask, in all honesty.
He nods.
But if you want to wait on the edge of the cave, you can. I know you're not fond of being here. I just have a couple of questions, is all. And I'll help you. I promised.
Okay. I'll
even, if you're willing, I don't know how much you do or don't like cars, but the three of you could go for a ride.
You say that, and the big guy outside is like, ride? Ears perked forward. So the big wolf outside is like, I like rides.
Okay, seems like we have somewhat of an agreement, so wonderful. And he'll kind of pet the dog, eating one last time, the wolf eating one last time, and bring up the purse to Artemis.
Thank you. So I am assuming you're going to assist, and she motions to Fenrir, while I go through this, or?
He wants to, he needs some help, so I told him I would.
Alright, well, I plan to go through this and find out why someone would want this. And she's like looking through some of the interior of the purse. Woman. Dead.
I mean, to my knowledge, these attacks have been fairly frequent in recent weeks.
That is, I would say a bit concerning. But not unsurprising.
No. I know I'm asking a lot, and you usually shy away from... I'm just gonna shoot the shot here. Why can't I remember my turning? And why were you there when you found me?
I was there to help you. To teach you, to guide you. It is possible you will never remember. It is also possible it will come to you at some point down the road.
Well, it's a fair enough answer, but I feel like you know something that you don't want to tell me.
She gives you kind of a soft smile. Remember, slow and steady wins the race.
All right. All right, you win this time, but next time we're gonna have a serious discussion about this.
Fair enough.
Also, I was being watched. Whoever's been out there, they're hiding purposely.
Apologize. There is a guest in the woods.
A guest?
She nods. They have asked to stay for a brief while, and I have agreed.
I take it I have not met this guest.
Correct.
Fair enough.
You will when the time is right. Please don't
Just-
worry. Okay?
Don't go getting soft and trusting the wrong people.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, no? If they are within arm's reach, you can tear them asunder.
I'm pretty sure you can tear apart several kindred asunder with how old you are.
She just chuckles. You're so kind.
That's right, you don't have a cell phone, do you?
No. You'll have to come visit. Unless you leave Zero here with his cell phone.
Zero, you want to stay here?
He's like, what? I mean, I guess if you make me.
Oh, wait, I can't leave you here with that phone. It'll compromise Artemis. Never mind. Actually, I have an idea, and I'll take out his phone.
Okay.
And I'll hand it to Artemis.
Okay.
You can use this without any consequence. It's untraceable. Nobody can listen in. It's my own personal homebrew that I've done.
She just looks
I
at
followed-
it like it's completely foreign. Ah, I see.
He'll just like, do you have a pen and paper at least?
Yeah, she's got one of those. Old-fashioned quill and ink pen. Like, homemade parchment.
So he will, with the pen and parchment, he'll just write down like his passcode, and he'll hand it to her, and he'll open it for her using the passcode. So just he's gonna look at Zero. Just swipe this like so, and it will actually send the call to Zero. And, he picks up the other phone that's in his pocket. I could just answer it. It's that simple.
Alright. She gets it on, like, the second time you show her. But she also is holding it like it's a venomous snake.
Listen, it would be poison if it weren't, taken care of. But I'm still going to visit because I have to come back and get my phone. But this is a way we can communicate. And in the meantime, welcome to the modern age to a degree.
That just kind of makes her chuckle a little bit. And she sets the phone down near her little crafts.
Oh, and he'll dig into his pocket. You'll need this, by the way. I know you have outlets here. I know you have a generator, but you'll need to charge it.
All right. She catches on pretty quick.
Just stay safe. I don't like what's going on. Like, it bothers me.
You as well. Don't get lost.
Right. Well, I'll be off.
I will
All right,
see
Zero.
you.
You're
I will see you very soon.
definitely. Come on, Zero.
He like hops like.
And then he'll motion to Fenrir and the rest of them to like follow.
Okay, they do. The other two wolves, it's like they're very far back. But Fenrir doesn't mind walking right beside you. He seems slightly disheartened.
Sorry you didn't get your answer.
It's okay.
I mean, there's always other people out there, so it's not like it's not like it's impossible. There's always a chance of something.
He doesn't say anything. He just quietly accepts it.
Also, I need to make sure Aurora knows that I found you, so I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah. You should take me back to my room. If you don't mind.
Where? Yeah, I could do that, not a problem.
Okay, he tells you the hotel.
Vacation spirits, huh?
Yeah.
Would I be able to roll like an intelligence? I guess would be the equivalent of deduction. Let's see here. An intelligence, like awareness, or intelligence academics.
Yeah, that would be your deductive reasoning there.
And see if, I don't know, since you've seen the word cane flying around lately, that if you took some letters out of it, it would be that. If you don't mind.
Nope, go for it.
So that is 3 successes.
And what in particular are you looking for?
He's kind of trying to rack his brain, like, why is he seeing Cain, like, everywhere, right? Everywhere he goes, like, he just sees the word Cain in the rear view mirror. Then when he looks back, it's gone. Or why is he...
Okay.
Like, what would be the correlation between them?
You got 3 successes, right?
Yeah, nothing spectacular.
Okay, so with 3, you know the basic story, right? Of the Dark Father, of the progenitor that he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you logically know that he's like exists, but like a legend, right? And with a 3, you get this like overwhelming tingling sensation in your thighs. And you wonder if he's here. And as you think this, the forest around you goes quiet. And at your side, Fenrir, who we can retcon, you introduced each other to, right?
Mm-hmm.
His ears perk up and he starts to growl. And when you look at your phone, because you look up too, and then you have this red flash from your phone, and when you look down on the phone, it spells out the letters C-A-I-N. And there's a rush of cold wind. Fenrir actually snaps at the wind, and then the other 2 wolves rush off into the trees. And Zero's like, yeah, I don't really like this, Samiel. This is kind of
I don't like that. We should run to the car now. I feel scared.
What?
And he's like, what are you doing? Run! And he's like, on your head, like trying to mush you.
But you
He's
think-
just gonna
you
make
think
sure
he's just panicked.
it's okay. Calm down. We can't lose our heads just right now. Fenrir, what's wrong?
He says, darkness.
Is it a person? Is it a thing?
Dead. Dead.
So one of us. All right, let's let's up that pace just a little bit, right? Will your friends be okay?
I think so. But he's like moved himself so that he's like protecting you. Your phone's back to normal. Well, Zero's phone's back to complete normal. And it's
Alright.
just if you Googled it, it's just the Google of the hotel.
Right. That's not weird or spooky at all. Let's get moving, you guys. It's got me just a little uneasy, a little on edge. And yeah, he'll quicken up that pace to like maybe like a little jog.
Okay. Then we will. Meanwhile, right here, as you are getting to the car. To you, Azriel.
That's me.
That's you. Hey, we've been playing for like 3 hours, and it's your turn. This
I'm excited.
This last hour is for you. You and
Hooray.
we're gonna hop between you and Bill as much as we can. All right, cool. Where did we leave off with you? Had you walked into the apartment? Were you looking around?
We've been in there. I had the cane sign appear before me. Tried to pull me away from my sister, but I wasn't gonna abandon her. And yeah, we've been investigating in there.
Okay. You've been in here about 30 minutes when Gwen comes out and she's like, what the fuck is this? And it looks like some weird BDSM chains. And the look she gives you. Is this like a common thing, or?
Azriel looks like ashamed, and also.
Oh my
like,
god, you use these! She drops them to the ground, they clatter. Gross! Ew! But I'm not really finding like anything else. Did you find anything? If you want to... Did I have you roll last time, or do you want to re-roll?
I think I rolled. I didn't find anything.
Okay, I'll let you roll again. So go ahead and roll an investigation and a wits. She's like, yeah, I also found a whole drawer filled with men's underwear, but not like boxers or anything, like whitey tighties. And she gives you a look, but her eyes are like squinted. Like, is that a
That's
you?
not mine.
So that's what she wears.
I got a 5 successes,
Okay.
which is like insane because I rolled a critical on my 4 dice.
Hell yeah. So you will find something, but Gwen is like, so she wore them. Honestly, I'm kind of glad you and her are not a thing anymore. What the fuck? Holy fuck. Anyways, otherwise, I don't think there's like anything. Was she a drug addict or something?
I think the best way to describe it is she's in a cult.
What the fuck?
And just, you should distance yourself. I don't want anything bad happening to you.
Hold on, a motherfucking cult?
I think that's the safest way to describe it, while keeping you safe.
So she did go back into the room and is shouting, and now she's back in the living room where you are, and she's looking at you?
I also would like to clarify we only did it once.
And she really looks at you now. Like, even more looking. Like, into your soul. Oh, yeah?
He's like very like nervous, but he nods yes.
She squints. Why do you feel ashamed about it then? Like, if it was, like, consensual, why... Is it just because it's me? Like, come on, we're adults. Did she hurt you? Did she? And she, like, comes up to you. Did she touch you where you didn't want to be touched? Did you not want it?
I wanted to wait.
I will literally
but
kill her.
she talked me into and then left me.
She hugs you. It's because you wanted to wait till
I'll hug her
marriage.
back.
Oh my god, my little innocent
I
brother.
did. She told me it was old-fashioned. And after a couple months
you're
of
such a
hearing
babe.
that,
I love this.
felt like-
You're old and I'm little and you wanted to wait till marriage. Oh my god, and then she convinced you, that whore! That whore! This woman is a prostitute! And she just like starts like knocking things, like, well, wants to knock things over. But she like mimics like breaking something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just have fiery rage that I think is justified.
I think you're right, but
What do you mean you think I'm right?
I still have feelings for her for some reason.
Okay, well, this is what we call toxic syndrome, okay? I know you want to fix them. I know it's a thing. I do it all the time. I'm like, oh, I could fix her. I could fix her. You can't. You can't, okay? And she's like rubbing your shoulders really hard. You can't fix them. They're broken, okay? And they're only going to be fixed when they want to.
I know I can't fix them. It's just, this is my only serious relationship like this.
Oh, I know it sucks. I know it's literally the worst feeling ever. But it's not gonna last, okay? Like, it can't. I mean, how could it last forever, right? You'll find someone new like this other girl, and even though it won't be the same, hopefully better, and not as fucking toxic, maybe she'll want to get married to you.
That would be nice. And I'll just give her a hug. Didn't you say you're going to meet somebody tonight?
So your sister is gonna finally leave you be after like one more, hey, it's gonna be okay, I'm sorry, life sucks. Like one more reassurance from her. And then it's you. Alone. Go ahead, what were you saying?
I was gonna ask her, because she said something about going to meet up with somebody earlier tonight.
Yeah, she is gonna meet up with her, but she doesn't want you to go unless you have to.
I really just, can I at least drop you off?
Fine. I'll let you drop me off, but I gotta scope out who my little sister's interested in. Probably
No
the
worry.
best woman I've ever been interested in my entire life. So
That's good. I'm expecting to meet her at some point too.
I mean, if it works out, yes, of course. Of course. Well, I'll go to dinner. I'll introduce you as my brother. It'll be great. We'll have Thanksgivings together and Christmases, and when we adopt a baby, you'll be the godfather. See? Perfect.
He smiles at that.
And then she goes back into the room and is like, I can't believe you got freaky with a lady like this. She's so bad for you, Gabe.
I have no idea. She got her hooks in me.
Yes! Her hooks! God, I don't want to know what's in this bag. You just hear her.
Let's just leave. Let's leave. It was wrong to come here. I shouldn't have brought you here. I'm sorry.
Okay, you made a roll earlier though. And as you're moving to turn away, there's a red glow coming from the windows, and the bathroom door is ajar when it wasn't ajar before.
I will take a moment to go back and look at this.
Okay. So passing through the red glow that illuminates the narrow hallway that weaves to the restroom and another bedroom, you open the bathroom door, and on the toilet tank, there is an old book. A Bible. The cover is glossy from being touched multiple times.
Is it any special edition of the Bible?
It's old, but it's not so old that it's kind of impervious to time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'll take it and flip through it real quick. See if anything jumps out to me.
Okay. As you open the pages, a picture falls out. It's a charcoal sketch of a monstrosity. I mean, even just looking at it, you wonder in horror what the fuck this is. Makes your stomach hurt. And in the back of your mind, the word devil is whispered. This drawing is of an entity that is colossal. Ropes of flesh, interwoven, connecting. Different faces, all with a visage of pain, riddle the body. And the head of this beast is something out of a nightmare. But you manage to keep your fear inside.
I'll very quickly put that drawing back into the Bible, and I'm going to take that Bible with me to study because this shouldn't be here and feels ominous.
Okay? So you pocket, it's a small edition of the Bible, so you pocket that. And then as you're passing the bedroom, there's a light that flickers, like a little night light that just be on the bed, catching your eye.
I'm in for the deep hole now. I guess I'll take a look at it too.
Okay, so you turn the light on when you go into the extra bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It smells like old potpourri and dust in this room. The bed is still covered in plastic, but on the other side of the bed, away from you, plugged in and wrapped around, yes, a nightlight, is a rosary. Only this rosary seems ancient. Old beads. The beads themselves look like they're carved.
Can I roll something to identify this rosary?
Okay, when you go collect it and untangle it from the nightlight, I need you to roll an intelligence and occult.
1, 2, 3, 4, 8 successes. With a big critical.
With a bestial critical?
A big critical.
Wow, 8.
Damn, 8. Okay, so
I know
the
quite
beads,
a bit about the occult.
The beads are carved part in Hebrew, part in Chinese, and part. You think that looks Arabic, but it's really rubbed and worn down by the center of the rosary, where instead of a cross hangs a very deep violet rosary, like almost black. It's so purple.
Oh, why does this feel like it was planted here just for me?
The color of it, with an 8, actually reminds you of the color of Stone's eye.
I'll pocket this rosary.
Okay, when you do, something falls behind you on the bookshelf.
I'll snap to turn to see what that made the noise.
Okay, a book has fallen, obviously, but on the shelf there is an empty slot, and within that empty slot there is a little statue of a tiny bee in a costume, wearing a tutu.
Oh, I don't like this. I'll take a peek at this a little closer.
The little statue.
Yeah.
It's just like a precious moment statue. The bee is carved to look sad and hopeful. The costume is quite cute. On the underside of it, it says, "To Everly and Amelia, love, Dad."
I guess I'm taking this too.
Put the bee.
I'm just taking everything. It's
Put it in
fine,
your
it's
pocket.
fine.
When you bend down to pick up the book that fell from its perch, fell from the shelf, you don't think it's really anything important. Some nutritional guide.
I'll just leave that. Does it?
Okay, you put it back on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I'm probably chomping at the bit to get out of here now.
Okay, you step out of the room, and you swear you hear a voice, her voice. And there's this visceral feeling, but it doesn't, it's not like it's happening right now, right? It's your mind kind of playing tricks on you, but you hear her voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alice, you hear her as she's squeezing your thighs and moving them up to your hips. Do you like that? And
I'll just
if your
shake
blood
my
was
head no.
roused, you would have a visceral reaction to her voice, because you always do, but
I think I would, because I did the
the blush of life. Oh, then you do pitch a tent. It's uncomfortable. Your blood's like, "Hey, you want to go down to the penis?" And it's like, "Yeah." It's uncomfortable for you.
Very against my will too.
It's like, "Oh shit."
I will very quickly just try to adjust myself so it's not noticeable. And then I'll catch up with my sister. Give her a drive to wherever she needs to go.
Okay. She's like looking underneath the couch. But she's looking for any drugs and needles and things like that. And when she sees you, she's like, "You okay? You look a little rough."
Yeah, I don't think coming here was a great idea. I'm sorry. I just want to get out of here. You know, it's bringing up bad feelings.
Yeah, no problem. Are you sure you're okay?
I'll just go up, give her a hug, and then it's like, I'm okay now.
Okay. Okay. She just pats you, and we're headed to Scrubs. Do you know where that is?
No, you'll have to show me.
Yeah, it's just a little diner. Anyways, I'll direct you.
Okay.
Driving with Gwen and getting further away from the apartment, which, by the way, do you lock?
I mean, I bust down the door.
Yeah, do you try? Oh, wait, is the door like just splintered completely? I don't remember. Did you do really well?
Yeah, it was like it had like it. I was like there was like a chain on lock, and I kicked in the door.
Damn. Okay.
There was no fixing it.
That's the chain.
They definitely know I was there.
The chain lock, right? But does it actually close?
I would assume it closed. Just the chain part is busted.
Okay, so you close the door.
Yeah.
All right, but if she comes back, she'll know someone was in here.
100%.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Roll a wits and awareness. Just hanging out with her is sort of a balm. Like it feels safe somehow.
Had to recharge my old Gwen batteries.
Do you say that to her?
Oh yeah, I definitely said that. 3 successes on the wits and awareness.
Okay. She's like, oh my gosh, you suck up. But she obviously like kind of hits your shoulder. She thinks it's cute. With 3 successes, you easily navigate, but I need you to roll a drive and dexterity to make sure you don't get pulled over, run any stop signs, stoplights, and or anything out of the ordinary.
So that's just nothing.
Hell
A
yeah.
solid nothing.
Roll it. With 1.
Oh, it was a blank. It was just 3 blanks.
Oh. So you do end up getting pulled over. And the cop's like, hey, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, officer?
Yeah, you know you're speeding, right?
It's just I was driving with my sister, and it's just been so long. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
He like leans down and she waves. Oh yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right, license and registration.
I'll pull it out for him.
Okay, he heads back to his cruiser. She's like, do you think he's gonna give you a ticket?
Probably. I was definitely in the wrong here. Guess my mind wasn't really where it needs to be. I just hope he doesn't hold us up too long.
She's like, yeah, it's all right. I'll text her. She pulls out her phone. Starts clicking away.
Oh, Azriel definitely feels guilty.
She doesn't say a thing. Is just typing to the woman. The officer actually comes back, and I need you to roll a charisma and persuasion.
Do my good looks help at all?
No. But I'll let you add them because they even though he might not be attracted to them, he could still be like, yeah, he looks like a really good, upstanding guy.
Yeah, I definitely am. That is 7 successes.
Damn. Okay, he doesn't give you a ticket.
Thank you so much for understanding, officer.
He's like, I get it. Family's important. Take care of each other. Have a good night now. No more speeding.
Yes, sir. You too.
She kind of elbows you. He's like, no, He's kind of attractive, huh?
Not really my type.
Right. Sorry. Not all of
It's
us can
okay.
be E for everyone. Only some of us were given that gift.
That's right.
She just laughs. Oh, this is the place right here. Take a left. Yep.
Pull right up.
All right, with your 3 successes on your perception, as well, you can either use those to see something in the scene, or you can re-roll if you would like.
Oh, I kind of want to reroll.
Okay, go for it.
Could be something bigger. So I did better, but I also messy critical.
Oh no. Why did you do this?
Because
You could?
I wanted to see who my sister was dating.
You could use a willpower and reroll the 10 and maybe not get a messy critical.
I have 3 10s.
You could reroll 2 of them.
No, I have 3 10s I can reroll.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
but-
spend a willpower. You're right. That's a good
You-
call.
Yeah, but you can't re-roll the blood dice. Is the only.
Yeah, so if you
Yeah,
have...
that's right. I had 4 10s total.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
I rolled really hot.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. So 5 successes this time instead of like 9.
But no messy.
No messy critical anymore. I rolled myself out of that.
All right. That's okay. 5 is still really, really good. Here's a spoiler. It's Peggy.
I knew it! Woo!
I don't know who this is.
You have no idea who she is now. She's kind of short, little curvy. She's got a round face. She does look partially Asian. But yeah, like you can see Gwen walking in and smiling, and Peggy standing, and they start talking. Gwen sits, and then all of a sudden her head whips around to look at you. And then Peggy says something, and she like makes a motion with her hand, like ha ha ha, ha, there's nothing, it's nothing. And then all of a sudden the look is back at you, like get the fuck out of here.
I'll just give a wave and I'll drive off.
All right.
Can I actually roll an intelligence insight to see that she's similar to Mori?
Go ahead and try.
Well, that's 4 successes.
I will leave this up to Jaqi.
Oh no! So, for one thing, Mori is full Asian. There are some similarities, though Mori is much skinnier, like almost a little bit like health issues sort of skinny. So, yeah, you could see the similarities. It's just up to you to determine if they are close enough.
I think with a 4, I don't see it. I'll note to myself, I'll actually look at Thanatos and I'll be like, we kind of have the same taste in women, don't we?
He just barks very deeply. Bork. But then nods and sniffs. And then he shoves his face in your armpit and forces half of his body from the back seat into the front seat and onto your lap for pets.
Oh, he's definitely on my lap for pets.
So what do you do after this? You've just dropped her off.
What time is it at this point?
At this point for everyone, it is middle of your night. You do have a couple hours before sunrise. So you have maybe like an hour or two like left of activity.
I have one other person I would like to see.
Okay.
I would like to try to see my bookstore friend, Abraham.
Roll an insight and intelligence.
Can do. Two successes.
You think a phone call might be a good idea.
Okay, I'll give him a phone call.
Okay. He doesn't answer exactly, but he does send a text that says, "I'm sleeping." What?
I just wanted to see ya, check in on our old friend. It's been a little bit.
He sends you a thumbs up and is like, "Can you come closer to awake time?" Which is usually like an hour or two before the sun rises.
I'll just say, yeah, send him a sure.
And he says, "I appreciate it." And then he sends you back a bunch of Z's.
I guess we'll go home.
Okay. Go home with your treasures.
Yes, we'll have to look into, see if any of my library at home has anything about what we found.
Are you going to spend the next couple of hours investigating, reading, and searching? Or looking through this one? This Bible that you have?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. Then I do want you to roll... Oh, shoot. This is investigation and wits, I think. It's going to be for the actual act of reading.
Can I blood surge my wits?
I'll allow it, yeah. Yeah.
I don't get more hungry, that's good. Three successes.
Okay, 3 successes on just reading. Give me 1 second, I gotta look. What languages do you speak?
So I would speak Arabic, some form of Chinese for studying Buddhism, some form of Hebrew, and one other one is, and of course English.
Okay.
A weird collection of languages for my religious and occult studies.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The Bible is written in 4 different languages. Some of the pages look like they have been hand penned and drawn. And you see a lot of these wicked-looking monsters. But towards the end of your studying, a lot of it is actual Bible verses. Like Judeo-Christianity, right? But towards the end of the book, it starts to devolve and become something more monstrous. Some of the verses detail incidences that remind you of folklore vampire, like Elizabeth of Bathory, about how drinking the blood of virgin women kept her young, bathing in it. There is mention of a lotus and a spear. Whatever religious is it iconology? I'm not sure how to pronounce that word.
Iconography?
Is it iconography? Whatever they're depicting in a metaphorical sense, you haven't quite grasped. You might need you might need to search more deeply. And it is towards the very, very end that you run into the same thing you've been seeing over and over again. A sign that spells out C-A-I-N. And we're going to end there for tonight.
Woo! I had a lot of fun with that session.
That was an insane ending.
Woo! A little bit of happiness for Peggy. I'm so happy for her.
I'm happy my sister has a nice girlfriend.